Hello everyone, thank you for coming to my presentation. Today I'm going to be talking about the Toyota MR2. It was first introduced first as a Dang it!
Get your note cards.
I don't have no cards! You're not supposed to have no cards. You're supposed to just spit it out, you know?
5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah,
No note cards.
of me talking about
Is it
this.
recording right now?
Yes, I'll just chop it.
You can have bloopers.
The blooper reel.
Make that like a minute long.
Yeah. Hello everyone, thank you for coming to my presentation. Today I'm going to be talking about the Toyota MR2. It was first designed as a concept in 1976 where Toyota engineers wanted to design a nice, cheap, affordable sports car for the Japanese people. And this was the product of it. The designer wanted to have a nice, lightweight design with a very balanced car. So he decided to put the engine in the rear and have a nice passenger compartment and the front be used as a trunk pretty much. So it first came out in 1983 as a concept, and that concept evolved a year later into the Mark I Toyota MR2, with also known as the AW11. It had a 1.6 liter 4A GE engine that produced only 112 horsepower, but the big promise of the car was it only weighed 2,316 pounds, which made it nice handling on the curves even though it didn't have a lot of power. But the first generation, it looked like this. It was very stylized of the 80s. It had T-tops. It could also come in a hardtop form, and it looked like a lot of 80s Japanese sports cars. But it had multiple revisions in its years that it was produced. It had the Mark II or Mark 1B, which had a painted front spoiler, a supercharger as an optional extra. It also came with cruise control and a couple other options. After that, they designed the next MR2, which was the SW20, and it looked like this. It was a lot sleeker design. A lot of people said it looked like a mini Ferrari, which that's what the designers were going off of. They were trying to design it to look like a Ferrari 308, and they certainly succeeded. The car first came out with a 2-liter 4A or 3SGE as a standard engine option, and that was in the G and the G Limited. And if you wanted to get more performance, more sporty out of your car, you could go with the GT or the GTS, which came standard with a turbocharged 2-liter engine making 115 horsepower. That was the 3S GTE, and it had multiple revisions in its life. Revision 1 was the standard debut of the car. Then it came with revision 2, which added a bigger sway bar on the rear, of better handling on the corners. And next they have revision 3, which the big design feature was the new rounded taillights. It also came with a huge suspension overload because people were complaining about snap oversteer in the first and second generation of models, and it kind of evolved into what it is today. And but this style of MR2 is really the most well known. It kind of set the standard for what people thought of the MR2 when it first came out. You have the nice sleek body lines, the big turbocharged engine, and that's what all people thought about it. And then the last generation was the ZZW30, also known as the MR2 Spider or the MRS in Japan. It came standard with a 1.8 liter 1ZZ engine, and it created 138 horsepower, which a lot of people weren't too happy with it. because of the lack in horsepower compared to the last generation of models, but it also improved with the reduction of weight. It was 900 kilograms lighter than the previous generation, which it achieved that by deleting the rear trunk area and also the front storage area, but it also added storage behind the seats.